My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. I want to welcome you all to Lone Wolf Mountain. It is time for another wet weather cabin trip. When it comes to the trips that I do, they're all based upon your feedback. With that being said, there's been so many requests to go to the cabin. Here I am. Right now, it is warm, like really, really warm. It's 73 degrees. And in the sun, it feels like 100 easy. Later on tonight, a front will come through the area that's going to bring down the temperatures just a little bit. Along with it, it's going to be rain and possibly some storms. Nothing severe, but there could be a rumble of thunder in the morning. We're going to make some coffee, get a fire going, cook up a good dinner, enjoy the rain, and also do some gear testing. Inside of my Land Cruiser, which I call Bento, there is a Gazelle tent, the 3-person version. I'm going to set it up and also do a rain test with that tent tonight. Even though we're in the middle of March and it should be cold, I have to say I do love these nice conditions. Short sleeve shirt, shorts on, it feels incredible. At the same time, there's a nice breeze today. So like, if you're outside in the sun, yeah, it's hot. But at least there's that nice cool breeze. I tell you what though, because there's no foliage on the trees, we do need some protection. So, I think what I'm going to start off here and do is I'm going to take a tarp and set it up basically over the area of the fire pit. That way we can get out of the sun, we can have a fire, and enjoy it. Having the tarp up is also going to protect us from the wind, which we will appreciate later on this evening when we have the fire going. So folks, let's go ahead and get that up. Then we'll think about some coffee. All right, folks, we have the tarp set up, and this is nice. Blocking the sun. We still have some breeze coming through the bottom here. It's water time. And yes, this is my water jug. It's really funny. My son, he came home for spring break. He saw this, and he's like, that is so obnoxious. Where did you get it? He wanted one too. So here we go. I'm sure you know this already, but a man is supposed to drink 3.7 liters of water a day, which is 1 gallon. Women are supposed to drink 2.7 liters of water per day. I try to drink 1 gallon a day of water and also 1 gallon of coffee. Speaking of which, let's make some. Here in a few minutes, everybody, we'll have some coffee. That'll be nice. As far as the time, it's now 3:45. Still super, super warm. Thank God for this tarp. I tell you what, it makes a huge difference. It really does. Talking about the tarp for a second, it's blocking not only the sun, but also the wind. Later on tonight, I will have to take this down because tomorrow, let's say today's breezy, tomorrow is supposed to be really, really windy. So this will definitely have to go down tonight. Interesting, folks. I just received an alert that says there's a risk for severe weather in this area within the next 24 hours. I hope we get a good storm. That would be nice. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, my friends. It is coffee time. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Perfect. Tell you what, it is 75 degrees right now. It's plumb hot. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I have a feeling it's going to be a very warm summer. What do you all think? Comment down below. This is pretty funny. I just received a message from my buddy Tony at AB Camping, and that reminded me of something I was going to talk with you all about. So, it's no big secret that Tony doesn't like the music here on the channel. The majority of you all were confused by this, and so was I, so I called him out on it. I was like, alright buddy, put up or shut up. What type of music is it that you like? Because the music that I usually put in my videos is like environmental or cinematic or what's the word, ambient maybe. It doesn't really matter, but like it's not like your typical music. So I was like, you know, like what is it that you like exactly? What would you put into a video? Anyway, so he sent me a link. Guys, this is crazy. This is so bizarre. He sent me a link to a Casey Neistat video. I'm not sure how he pronounces his name. I've seen this channel before, but I'm not entirely sure like what it's about. Maybe it's about cameras or he vlogs or something. Anyways, the video that he sent me to features some of the like most obnoxious music. It was really crazy, super weird. I don't know how he would fit that music into a video, which is really, really funny. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to tell everybody on YouTube about this and play some of that music if I can. If it's something that I can actually get a license for without spending any money. Anyways, this worried Tony, so he shut the comments off in all of his videos from here on out. That is super, super funny. He didn't want to hear the feedback about it, so he just shut off the comments. Oh man, Tony, you are the man, buddy. You are the man. Cheers to Tony at AB Camping. Make sure to check out his channel. He's a good dude. Tony is about to go on a big trip, and he should be here in the United States around April. If there's any way possible, Tony and I are going to get together and meet up. I'll tell you what, Tony and I have become pretty good friends. We talk just about every day. It's really funny. Anytime that I like mention Tony in a video or he mentions me, he gets messages from people. I get messages from people. Most of the time it's fun and games, but there's a handful of people who like want to start something, want to start some drama. Tony sent me a picture of an email that he received from some guy, I don't remember his name, but he said something along the lines of like, Luke's talking about you again, you need to check this out. Running off to tattle on someone is so lame. It's really funny. To just start drama, I have no respect for that at all. The thing is this, Tony and I are good friends and we like picking on each other. I give him shit all the time for talking. Every time he puts up a video, I'm like, man, I don't know if I can watch this. It's like 3.5 hours of you talking non-stop. We're just picking on each other, right? The thing is, he doesn't care about the music. I don't care about him talking in the videos. He really does talk a lot though. You'll see when you watch one of his videos. Anyways, it's all in good fun. We're good buddies. And again, cheers to Tony. Hopefully I'll be able to see him in April. There's a chance that I won't though. Susie and I are headed to Hawaii to film a few trips, and I believe it's going to be in April, right at the beginning, so I don't know if it's going to work out. Hopefully it will, but I don't know. We'll see. No matter what, Tony is definitely a good guy, and I enjoy watching his channel. He does put up some good content. He has horrible taste in music. I was wondering, man, what is wrong with you? How do you not like this stuff, right? It's moody when it needs to be. You know, it's somewhat dramatic when like storms are coming in. It's exactly what you would expect the music to be. But it's like, man, he likes that. You'll see. You'll see what he likes, if I can put it up. If not, you'll just have to go to Casey Neistat's channel and watch some of it. But it's pretty funny. Anyways. You sweet girl. I sure do miss you. As you all can see here, I have a fallen tree. What you might not be able to tell is that it's covered in poison oak. Now luckily, poison oak causes me no issues. I've never had a problem with it. Luckily, I have my chainsaw with me. It's something that I keep with me every single time that I come out here to Lone Wolf Mountain. Just in case you're not aware, Lone Wolf Mountain is roughly 50 miles away from where I live. So coming out here without a chainsaw would be a huge mistake, considering the size of this property and how long the driveway is. The driveway here is half a mile long. So at any point along this, a tree could fall. As you all can see here, I got the Gazelle tent all set up, and I'm very impressed with how easy that was. All you have to do basically is just lay it out and pop out the sides and then the top. Very, very simple. I didn't even need instructions. It just made sense. This is the T3X version. And interestingly enough, the instructions were for the T4 version. I'm assuming there was no difference, and that's why it was included. The big question I have about this tent is whether or not it's waterproof. There's one issue, I guess you could say 2 issues that concern me, and they involve the doors. The doors feature a storm flap that goes over the zippers, but it's not complete. There's a 1-inch gap between those flaps where the zipper is exposed. After examining the doors on both sides, I noticed that the flaps that protect the zipper are different. On this side, there's a 1-inch gap. On the other side, there's no gap at all. So my question is that a quality control issue? If you happen to own this tent, a variant of it, do you have the same issue in regards to the storm flaps? All right, my friends, it is dinner time. What I have here is a teriyaki glazed piece of salmon with some sesame seed dressing covered broccoli that's been sauteed. This looks and smells incredible, and I cannot wait to dig in. We'll go with the fish first. Oh my gosh, that is freaking awesome. I'm just going to turn you guys off and eat. This is too good. All right, let's try the broccoli. Oh yeah. This is fantastic. Now folks, this is nice. It's now 9 o'clock. The temperature is dropping extremely slowly. It's still 66 degrees at almost 9. For this area, this is summertime temperatures. Rarely do we get above 80 degrees here, so today it was pretty close. About 75, 76. That's nuts. It's a shame that winter's over. Spring is already here, and we didn't even have a winter. We had one snow that I would say even counted, and it took place when we were like out of town. My wife and I, we took our son to the beach. The day that we came back, it snowed about 4 inches and then melted off like in the afternoon. That's the only snow event that we've had this year. And on average, we get over 50 inches of snow per year. And this year we've had 4 inches, that's it. It's crazy. Oh man, drinking coffee at 9 o'clock? That seems like a bad idea, don't it? Oh well. I went ahead, I took the tarp down, and that's because the wind has ceased. I have no idea what's going on, but okay, I'll take it. It has roared all day long, and now finally, I mean, it's perfect out here. I did take the tarp down though, and that's because there is now a high wind warning for this area. I took it down, I'm not going to deal with that tomorrow, plus everything's nice and dry right now, so it's just saving me a ton of work. Talking about work, I think I've mentioned this before, but Susie has so much patience, everyone. I come home from these trips, like the thunderstorm trip that was off trail with the nature hike tent, that was a few back. I came home with a wet tent, a wet tarp, 3 wet ground sheets, plus all of my clothing and gear that had to be dried out. So you can imagine this. We have a small 1,200 square foot house, and it is just covered in gear. Susie really does have amazing patience. So, this cheers is to Susie. Love you, babe. With this fire pit, this is from Snow Peak. I reviewed this many years ago. It's one of my favorite fire pits out there. Stainless steel, super heavy. It's going to last forever. The quality of this thing is pretty impressive. Yes, it's expensive, but buy once, cry once. This is nice. This is so good. My buddy Tony, the one I was talking about who has terrible taste in music, he ended up getting one of these, and he absolutely loves it too. This is the medium size, and I believe he has the large. Alright everybody, it is just about bedtime. It's 11:20, Still quite warm. Feels good inside here though, finally. But yeah, I'm going to try to get some sleep so I can get up early. I'm going to set my alarm for about 5. That way I'll be up when it starts raining. I can keep an eye on that tent. Come on, thunderstorms. That would be sweet. But you never know. Who knows? It might not rain at all. That would be something. But everyone, good night for now. I'll see you all early in the morning. Good night, folks. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's around 4:30. It's now coffee time. Cheers. It's pretty good. It's pretty strong, too. As it stands right now, it's getting super windy outside. At times, I've been hearing howling out there. At the same time, I'm beginning to see flashes of lightning, and I'm pretty sure I just heard thunder. So, it's about to get interesting, everyone. Here in a few minutes, we'll step outside, and we'll see what we can see, and we'll also check on the gazelle tent. All I know is that it's early. I'm glad I have coffee. I did sleep good. I hope you all did too. But, yeah, everyone, let's get this morning going. Let's see what happens. Here's a look of what's coming our way, folks. We are the blue dot over here, right there. Along this system here is a line of severe thunderstorms. It says these storms are moving at 65 miles an hour with winds up to 60. Are we going to see conditions like that here? I have no idea. The thing is, when you go camping, you cannot predict the weather 100%. When I went out for this trip initially, there was no chance of thunderstorms at all. That's real life. That's real weather. I tell you what, everyone. It's quiet this morning. Absolutely nothing is making any noise. I'm seeing more flashes. The storm is definitely getting close. I'm hearing some thunder. And it's warm. I mean, it's got to be close to 60 degrees right now. It's really warm. A few years ago, I went out for a camping trip, and like during the course of the morning, heavy rain. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches. The trails are flooded, right? So I remember like hiking that trail. Everything's flooded. I'm soaking wet. I mean, it was coming down so hard, so heavy. My rain jacket soaked through. Rain pants doing no good. My shoes are soaked. So I get to the truck, take everything off, I'm driving home, and it was one of those situations where like the storm just kept redeveloping in the exact same place. It didn't move at all. So I get home, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, hour after hour, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches, 12 inches. Somehow it doesn't flood, right? I keep looking outside, checking on things, it's not flooding. So I look outside 1 second, it's not flooding. Literally 5 seconds later, I look outside, and I've never seen that much water coming down from my dad's house, right? So my house is here, my dad's house is up here, and he has a rather steep driveway. It was literally a creek, a full raging stream of water coming down his driveway. So like, I'm like, holy you know, and I grab my stuff, I run outside with my shovel. I've never seen anything like it. Completely overwhelmed, it's that much water. I go up through the woods to my dad's house. We both stand there in awe. I mean, we've never seen that much water. The entire road completely destroyed, the bridge destroyed. We stood there, not being able to do anything about it. It was crazy. That was a crazy, crazy storm. Ultimately, what caused the flooding was there's a couple up on the hill, and they had some debris close to the creek that got washed into their culvert. And that was enough to divert the flow. Instead of the floodwaters going over the culvert that it stopped up, it diverted it down that road, down my dad's driveway. So that, my friends, was a crazy storm. What's coming in, if anything comes in? It's not going to be that, thank God. What a mess. Here it comes, everyone. It's beginning to rain. It is super, super windy. I opened up the door here and I just about ripped it out of my hand. I walked over to the tent. It's very stable, even in strong winds. I think setting that up in strong winds would be a true nightmare. Listen to that. Sounds like there might be hail in it. As an update, everyone, it's been raining for about 20 minutes now, and this is a wind-blown rain. It's with events like this that make tents leak, even good ones. So, I don't know. Whew. I am absolutely soaked. I'm going to head back to the cabin to dry off. Isn't it funny what you do at 6 o'clock in the morning? As far as the tent goes, here's an update. So I've been outside for maybe 30 minutes just checking on this tent. So far in the winds, it's very stable. The wind gusts were so strong that my umbrella was collapsing. I was almost blown over. It's definitely strong. All right, my friends, it is moment of truth time. Let's go see if this tent has leaked. The rain has ceased. Now it's just windy. What do you all think? Comment down below. Did this tent leak? Before we open up the tent and go inside to see if it leaked, let's go over what's taken place. Rain began falling around 5 a.m. It's now 9 a.m. There were times when the rain was coming down rather hard, and there were times where it was windblown. All in all, this was an excellent test for this tent. Now everyone, let's see whether or not this tent has leaked. All right, everyone. Hopefully you all can see this. I am not seeing any leaking on the side that I was concerned about. But there was some minor leaking at the door that I wasn't concerned about. Hopefully you all could see this, but there's a small puddle of water here. This is the side of the tent that was taking the brunt of this storm. Basically, the wind was blowing the rain against this side of the tent, and some rainwater was able to make it inside. It looks like the water came in from this zipper. All of this material here is wet. While the Gazelle tent did face a storm this morning, ultimately it did leak, it did fail. Now it could be argued that it was a rather strong event. It featured wind-blown rain, and the leaking was very minor. That's true. In the end though, a failure is a failure. Is it that big of a deal though? I would say no. Even though this tent did fail, in the end, I think this is a passable result. You have to consider that this was a strong event, a wind-blown rain event, and the amount of leaking inside of this tent was very minor. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Comment down below. As I wrap up this episode, I want to tell you all that I plan to continue testing out this tent, so you all will see more of this in the future. Susie has a trip that she's planned coming up, and I will take it out on trips after her in the future. So, yeah, very interesting result. Overall, considering the event, I think it did well enough. As far as the weather goes, the rain is done. It's moved out. I can see blue sky out there coming this way. Along with that blue sky are really strong winds as well. The latest warning says winds over 50 miles an hour are coming in starting around 11 o'clock. So, yeah, that's not going to be fun. My plan is to get out of here before the winds really begin to pick up. So I'm going to have a little bit of breakfast and say goodbye. My friends, I want to thank you all very much for joining me for this adventure. This was a fun trip. Anytime that I could come out here to the cabin, it's always nice. All night long, I heard owls and coyotes all day long, and even this morning, I've heard turkeys all over the place, which is pretty funny. We've had some good food, good coffee, good conversation, and now it's time to go home. I have a whole bunch of wet stuff to dry all over the house, so I'm sure Susie will be happy to see all that coming. Make sure to share your thoughts about the gazelle tent down below. What are your thoughts about that shelter? Are you impressed? Are you not impressed? Comment down below. I will see you all next week. Everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. Bye, folks.